Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Danelia, if you don't already know. Before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed and you like this video. And if you are already subscribed, make sure you like this video. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You need to let go, hun. What once served you is now ruining your life. By nature, I'm a very hyper independent babe. Respectfully, there's not much I can't do on my own, but that doesn't mean I should. Hear me again, that doesn't mean you should. Bars. As you get older, you realize it's such an unhealthy way to live, and you wonder why your nervous system is always in overdrive and your heart is constantly racing to the heavens. Babe, you need to give yourself rest. You need to learn to ask for help even when you don't need it. Relinquish yourself from being one of God's strongest soldiers. There is no reward at the end for struggle, unnecessary struggle, bro. If this isn't your experience, you might not get it, but I understand that there's this deep sense of vulnerability that comes with being hyper independent and comes with finding it hard to accept and ask for help. It's the fear of being vulnerable. You need to stop being afraid of the potential that people won't show up for you or will disappoint you. Because on the other side of that are such great experiences. And I'm speaking from experience as someone who has lived the bulk of my life being hyper independent, not asking for help, being the strong friend, people being like, oh my gosh, you're so strong, you're so this, you're so great, blah, 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 and not giving that hand out to you because they're like, oh, well, she can do it. And yes, I can, but I don't want to. You actually have to allow yourself, literally just be like, sorry, what? And you just can't, you don't know how to do that because no, I don't want to. And it's not everything I must do just because I can. It's very important that you set those boundaries in your life as well, because sometimes you are trying to be less hyper independent and you just want to go with the flow, relax, sit back, or get help. And people are so used to you being a certain way that they put that on you too. You can set your own boundaries and you should set your own boundaries. But I do completely understand that it is scary, and where I'm at now was years in the making of undoing habits, years in the making of just always being the strongest soldier, babe. It was always being that one that people go to but never goes to people or isn't really expected to, because Danelia can do it, Danelia can get it done. And she can. Like, don't take away your superpower. You can get it done, and you are. And it has served you, and it has done so much for you. I truly believe as a person, I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't have that characteristic, if that makes sense. I also know it's time to let that go to an extent, because it doesn't always serve you. And it is so taxing past a certain point in your life. As much as it's not your fault, it is your responsibility to solve any issues. Things that could have come from trauma, things that could have come from habit. Not everything is a trauma response, but some things are just habit, or they're just your character. Maybe you were just born this way. Maybe it's Maybelline. However, now it's up to you to make that change. I don't know about you, but listen, I feel like it's so Gen Z to say in my whatever era, but I'm really in my soft girl era. So I don't know about you, but I've always been soft. I've always been like emotional, blah, 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 whatever you want to class as soft. And I'm just really in my era of let me sit back, babe. Let me sit back. So as much as I've always been soft, I was also always in survival mode. And it's very hard to balance the two. Most likely you're going to lean very much towards survival mode. You won the battle, babe. You survived. You've proven to yourself that you can survive when you need to. It doesn't mean you always have to be switched on. I don't know about you, but I do not want to be the leader of my household, respectfully. If you do, that's fine. But me, I don't. So because of that, I too have to let go. But it also means you have to be with someone who matches your energy and who you trust to lead. Otherwise, it'll be very hard for you to let go. What I will never encourage is for you to like lessen yourself or lessen your positive traits for someone else, whether that be a friend, whether that be a partner, whether that be family. No, that's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. We're saying be in an environment that allows you to let go because you know you can. But I'm not saying lean towards diminishing or lessening who you are to fit into a space, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Comment down below if that makes sense. A cheeky comment. If we're talking about the realm of like building a future, not wanting to be the leader of your household, being a super hyper independent girl, or woman, you're more likely to attract men who need to be mothered or who want to be mothered. And if that's what you want, then that's fine. But if that's not what you want, you need to learn how to adapt to that aspect. I keep making it clear that you don't want to lose this, because I know, yeah, if I needed to survive, I got me, babe. I got me. But being independent is not a negative. I know being independent is a big part of my strength and has got me to where I am so far, and will help get me even further in the future. And I know if I needed to, I could do life on my own. However, I don't want to. And there is no reward at the end for choosing to suffer and for choosing to not accept help and for choosing to get all the things done by yourself and having your heart rate through the roof. And there's no reward. You just lose sleep. Some of you are bragging about not having cried in 5 years. It's not a flex. Let go. Please. This need to be so strong. It's not buff. It's not buff, and it's not helping. It's not helping with anyone's growth. It's actually a good thing to cry. It's actually healthy, and it actually helps reset your mind and reset your perspective. Some of you are stuck because you don't want to feel anything. Bro, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm just saying one is healthy, one is unhealthy. If you're not naturally a crier, that's fine. I'm not saying you have to cry over everything. But the fact that people think it is a flex to not have cried in so many years, hey, I'm scared of you. Now, this is for the people who can't necessarily relate to this trait. If you have a friend, partner, family member who is super independent, strong, the therapist friend, try to offer help without being prompted. Be supportive, because although a lot of us are still learning to let go, it's still a process. Sometimes you fall into the habits of the way you were. And I catch myself a lot of the time when someone offers me help and I'm like, oh no, it's fine. Or like, oh no, you don't have to do that. I'm like, wait. They've just say thank you and keep it moving. Like just accept it, you know? So it's still a work in progress. If this is still something you're learning to do, you realize, oh, I have certain habits that come from my hyper independence, or maybe some things haven't gone to plan due to your hyper independence. I don't know. Don't ever live in shame. Regardless of what your cross is to bear, never live in shame, because the shame is from the devil, and shame is just meant to hold you back, and that is not what we're doing here. Accept it, better, and move on. And I just wanted to make this video because that is something I really, really struggled with for a long time. And it's something that a lot of people saw as a positive trait in me. And I do see the positive side to it, but I also know it made me constantly have my back up and not feel safe and not be in spaces where I felt safe unless I was really with someone, whether that's friends, family, whatever, any sort of relationship that made me feel safe and allowed me. And not everyone has that trait, and that's okay, because it's not on anyone else. It's on you. It's on you to know how to balance things. It's on you to know what needs to change and how to set your boundaries, but also how to respond in certain situations so you're not constantly living in fight mode. Give yourself grace and just move on, but also understand it is a superpower. It is a superpower, please. I'm only talking about one side specifically because the point of this video is to help the hyper independent girlies understand that we can let go and we should let go. Like, at that point, like, we can thank it for what it's done and let it go until it needs to be unlocked again. And I feel like the only time it really needs to be unlocked is in the workforce, but even then you can get help, bro. You can get help. That's how you climb. There's only so much you can do alone and should do alone. In terms of how I've actually gotten to this point, I think step 1 is realizing you have a problem. Step 2 is taking steps, catching yourself. Guys, there's nothing shameful, nothing embarrassing about catching yourself in a moment, especially when you're with people, as I keep saying, who make you feel safe. Like, if I do something dumb or I say something and I'm like, I catch myself out loud. I'm someone who talks to myself out loud anyway, so even if I didn't mean to, it's still gonna come out, whatever. I'll say something and I'll be like, actually, no, that was silly of me, or no, I didn't mean that. Actually, no, Danita, just da-da-da. I say that and I catch myself in that moment, in that conversation with that person, and I either take it back or reel it in or be like, you know what, actually, I'm trying to do more of this. So da-da-da. It's okay to catch yourself. I will say I'm not someone who's ever really struggled with pride or ego, so that is not something that's hard for me to do. But if you are someone who struggles with pride and ego, then it might be a bit harder for you to do, but there's no shame in catching yourself. You don't have to carry being wrong and then go home and deep it. Nah, like, it's okay. You didn't do the thing. Just undo it in that moment. I think that's something that really helped me. Also, therapy is great. Everyone should go to therapy at some point in their life. I think so, because we're all human and this life thing is difficult, right? And having people who hold you accountable, if that helps you. But also realizing, yes, this is a problem. I need to change this. How am I going to change it? And just giving yourself grace. It's not something that's easy. It starts with the small habits, accepting help, asking for help is a hard one, but asking for help. And if you do feel disappointed in the way people respond, or if people don't show up for you, also remember to give people grace, because if it's like one time they don't have the capacity or something, like it's actually okay. If it's a consistent thing, understanding that this isn't to do with you. It just means this time it didn't necessarily work in your favor, and that's okay. Let it go. Try again. So don't hold on to things and think, because this happened, this is why I can only rely on me. Because no, that's just simply not true. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, let me know. If you can relate, let me know, because I just feel like it's so interesting. It's not something that is like the worst trait to have at all. I do think it's super helpful, but it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And if you do want to learn to let go, this is step one. Yeah. Because personally, I just want to keep being a princess. I want to keep being a princess, but I'm still strong. I'm still independent. But when I need to be, and when it serves me, not all the time. So yeah, if you haven't liked this video yet, I don't know why you haven't, but like it, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe and turn my post notifications on so you don't miss a video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.